The first nuclear attack that ever happened was on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. That is in Japan. That's when America, the US government, decided to drop 2 nuclear warheads on top of them in retaliation for the bombings at Pearl Harbor. These were 15 megatons. They were the strongest bombs at the time. Right now, the strongest bomb was made in 1961 by Russia, and it's called a Tsar bomb. It is now 16 times the strength of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. All the way from the 50s to the 70s, we used to do what they call duck and cover drills. These are drills to inform the civilian population of the U.S. on how to react to a nuclear warhead, just in case one was ever deployed. Now, no American really knows what to do at all, besides the U.S. government. According to the Army's Department of Defense Field Manual FM 3-11, which is Chemical, Biological, Nuclear, and Radiation Operations, you all should know how to do this. If a nuclear warhead was ever to come, we would get warning, because it would be launched with the ICBM, which is Intercontinental Ballistic Missile. With that warning, you know where it's going to hit. If you have that warning, you know that's going to hit. There's a lot of things you need to do. You need to get your time, distance, and shielding, your T, your D, and E. How long until it hits, you need to know that. You need to know how far you can get away, or underground, or what kind of shielding you can put yourself between you and the impact area, so you have less radiation exposure. For the center of the impact is the most strongest part. There's 5 parts of the bomb. You have the brilliant flash of light, which can literally blind you. You also have the plume, the cloud, which goes up. You also have your concussion, which is going to go past your body and then come back, because all the strength of the explosion pushes out and forces it back up the cloud. Then you're also going to have the EMP, which is electromagnetic pulse, which is going to disable all electronics within a certain area. And then after that, you're going to have the fallout, which is the radioactive particles, dust, falling out into everything else within a certain mile radius, depending on how strong the nuke is. All that being said, if you hits right now, you don't know what to do, you may not stay alive. So what you need to do is you always face away from the blast. Lay down on the ground as low as you can. If you can get to a ditch or a lower part, get lowest part. Hopefully you're far enough away from the nuclear explosion that you'll stay alive. You spread your feet out like your little mermaid. Your toes facing this way and this way, heels together. You're going to turn your head sideways and get all the way to the ground. You're going to cover your mouth with your shirt or any kind of cloth. After you do that, you're going to keep your mouth open. One hand's going to go to your growing area, and one hand's going to come under your face. What you're trying to do is trying to make it low silhouette as possible. The reason you're keeping your mouth open is so when the concussion goes past you, both directions, your internal organs that pressurize won't explode your organs. And then from there, after the second one comes past you, because you don't want to get hurt, that's when you get up, you can dust yourself off, and then go wash yourself off with hot soapy water and get out of the area. So go seek medical attention. There are still nukes in the world. We used to have 70,000 back in the 70s, but now we only have like 13,000 in the world. This is still something we need to know to this day. Good training for a good civilian will keep you alive in the worst case scenario.